Hey guys, I'm Erik Valind. I'm a lifestyle portrait photographer based out of New York City. So as a portrait photographer, it comes down to more than just a picture of people's faces. You've got to tell their complete story. So some of the most challenging and exciting scenarios I find myself in are usually around weddings, where you do a lot of portrait photography, but you also have to get great detail shots to tell the story of the entire day. And we don't always find ourselves with beautiful natural light to work with either, so it's really important that you have a small portable kit that's extremely versatile that allows you to bring your own light when you're shooting on location or shooting at a wedding ceremony. So for this particular video, we're going to focus on the details that you need to get to tell the story about the groom getting ready for his big day. In this particular location, we're not going to deal with a lot of natural light. A lot of the times you find yourself where you're in the basement, or you're in a bedroom, or you're in a back room, a staging area, or just a beautiful hotel room that's very dimly lit for the ambiance. So we need to be able to walk away with great portraits even though we don't have a lot of available light or window light at our disposal. So to do that, I'm going to rely on some FlashBenders, some small flash, and that ever-present reflector that you can bring in a pinch at any given moment to add a little kick of extra light, reflection, or fill. So what do you do if you've got black shoes, a corsage, and you don't really have a very inspiring location? So this is where we can get creative with our light to make an impactful photograph. So if you photograph shoes by themselves against a wall, it's not going to be a very compelling image. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to add my light that focuses your image on it and makes the shoes look epic in a way. So to accomplish this, I used the Rogue grid, and I used both of the inserts to give myself a very focused 16-degree grid, which is basically a tight spotlight. And then I positioned one small flash with the Rogue grid and both of those grids in there to aim that down and really highlight and pop out the shoes. So the rest of the room went dark, my shoes stood out, I put a little flower in there for a pop of color and a little brightness against the contrasty dark black shoes, and we have a really striking image. So it's amazing what you can do with just one mobile piece of lighting modifier equipment like the Rogue grids, from taking a very basic, simple, boring shot and making it something impactful. All right, so now we have our ring shot. How do you get small pieces of jewelry to stand on their own and be a big, beautiful photograph? Well, lighting is going to be one major way to do that. So for starters, we have to have something to put the ring on. I found a really cool marbled tabletop, so we put the ring on that. Just using ambient light in the room, though, the image was very uninspiring. So I took a Rogue FlashBender 2, the small size, and I rolled it into a snoot to get a focused beam of light, placed that behind my ring, and then I brought in the super soft silver reflector from the front. So now I have a neat cross-lighting scenario here where I have beautiful light from behind, but it was creating too much shadow. So by adding that reflector, I filled in some of that shadow, and I used the white side of the reflector so that it would be big, large, and be actually caught and create a reflection in the ring. So not only is it adding light, it's also adding a nice reflection in the ring surface itself. So that's that secret to photographing metallic or very reflective surfaces, using the white side of your reflector to actually get the reflection in there. And I decided to place the light source behind because I wanted to create a lot of contrast and shadow. We created too much, and that's why we mirrored it or sandwiched it with the reflector to balance it out. But by placing the flash off camera, we created a lot more shadow on the front of the ring, which adds depth. So we light to illuminate and we cast shadow to create depth. And that gives us that beautiful dimension to the ring and really makes it stand out from the background. So there you have it. We've successfully documented the details that are building up for our groom's big day. Whether you're working with a ton of available light, or if you find yourself like we have here with a darker room and you have to add a lot of light on your own, you're going to be prepared with these small tools that are extremely versatile so that you can walk away with impactful images no matter what lighting scenario you find yourself in. So if you enjoyed this, make sure you check out all the other great videos on the website.